To G20 now, where President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa's G20 presidency serves as a great opportunity for African voices to be heard. Speaking during the opening of the G20 foreign ministers meeting here in Johannesburg, the president said the G20 is also looking at ways to end hunger as well as poverty, especially in developing countries. The two-day foreign affairs meeting will then discuss themes of the G20, which are solidarity, equality and sustainability. Now, South Africa assumed the presidency of the G20 on the 1st of December last year. However, this comes at a time when relations between South Africa and the United States are currently strained. Meanwhile, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi told the G20 meeting that his country fully supports efforts conducive to peace in the Ukraine, including the recent consensus achieved by the United States and Russia. Minister Wang Yi then added that there is willingness to continue playing a role in political resolution based on the needs of all parties involved, as well as concerns of the international community. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo spoke to South Africa's G20 sous-sherpa advocate Nokukhanya Jele on the sidelines of the G20 meeting.
Well, absolutely. It is the last day of this particular meeting, a very important one for South Africa. We had President Ramaphosa really emphasizing that the inclusion of Africa and just by and large the entire global south and the world is absolutely important. All the voices must be heard. So quite a number of issues being explored, really happening at a very critical time, the geopolitical issues and many other issues as well. But really just to understand how the discussions are unfolding so far, we're joined by Advocate Jele. So Advocate, once again, thank you for your time. So a very interesting time for South Africa as you're hosting these foreign affairs ministers. Give us a sense, paint us a picture. How are the discussions going so far?
Well, for starters, absolutely every intervention so far this morning began with a gratitude for the wonderful dinner that we had last night. It was graced by the absolutely amazing Mafiki Zolo, and we had all of our delegates dancing to the South African tunes that we love so well. The discussions today are focused on the substantive issues. So yesterday, geopolitics were touched on. Today, we're talking about the priorities of our presidency, the three task forces, the one on debt sustainability, growth, investment and employment, the one on food security, the one on artificial intelligence, as well as those priorities the President has asked us to focus on, such as critical minerals, for example, and the just energy transition. All of the interventions are taking place in the normal course of the G20 process, and we're looking forward to having a high level of sight of the positions of various countries that we will then be digging into more depth on during the course of the year.
And obviously, it's also about showcasing the country, Advocate, you know, the beauty of South Africa, where also the tourism industry is really getting a shot in the arm. How's that element going so far? Because, I mean, after all, this is a beautiful country where we talk about so many things, you know, from the showcasing the beauty of Cape Town right here in the economic hub. How's that aspect?
Well, as the President said to all of our delegates yesterday, we consider ourselves to be the most beautiful country in the world, and we're taking advantage of the opportunities we're having to showcase as we move from one city to the next, and as each of our provinces have an opportunity to show themselves the elements of every single country. So, as a simple example, we're in Gauteng. We've indicated to individuals that they can go and see the cradle of humankind. We've told them we're down the road from Soweto. By all means, go to the famous Vilakazi Street. Please do enjoy everything that this particular city, this province has to show, from the beautiful lawns of our union buildings down to the amazing historical content they can learn about on Constitution Hill. And we know a lot of delegates have taken us up on that offer, and we've told them throughout the year we will make sure we will meet in different parts of the country so they can have the full benefit of just how amazing this country is.
And obviously, Advocate, while we have you, we've just seen that acts from the President, that he just engaged telephonically with President Zelensky. Once again, really just talking to the role that South Africa is playing when you talk about the peaceful resolution of these conflicts. You want to take us into confidence. Obviously, we're waiting with bated breath for that state visit.
We can appreciate that you would want some detail. Obviously, the content of that particular telephonic conversation was dealt with in a number of communications from our office. As you know, and I was part of the delegation, the National Security Advisor of South Africa has been involved in the Ukraine Peace Forum. The President was part of the African Peace Initiative. Our position is get the parties to the table. And we do sincerely believe that one must continue engaging on that front and having conversations with all protagonists and ensuring that diplomatic solutions are found for conflicts, and it will be exactly the same position that we will continue to push in relation to Ukraine.
Before we let you go, Advocate, photo op, are we going to see today? I mean, lots of reports swirling around. Is there any hostility towards Mr. Lavrov? Is there any iota of veracity to that? What can you expect? It's the last day here.
These are diplomats. These are diplomats and they behave as diplomats.
All right. Advocate, we're going to leave it there. But thank you so much indeed for that insight. Obviously, a very good day for South Africa. It's a fest for the African continent. But also, who can forget that iconic moment in 2023 when the African Union really joined the fold of this all-important organization, especially now with a myriad of issues facing the globe, and South Africa really at the center of driving this all-important agenda. Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.